As an artist, I feel like when you're working with a producer, you should feel confident in their input. And obviously, you have to feel confident in what you're doing. But if you're working with an engineer and a producer, like that's why I always like working on a project, right? With a goal, a destination, and either one or two producers, engineers that are like there with me. Because art is a collaboration.
Right.
Music specifically, right? More than a lot. Music and movies, we talked about this all the time. But man, if you're gonna work with a producer, you're gonna work with an engineer, you're gonna work with someone that's working on the project with you, you really should have confidence in their ability to say, hey, dog, try this.
Yeah.
Or let them produce.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People always talk about Dre and how Dre was difficult to work with and he has you do like 100,000 takes.
Right.
But the proof is in the pudding, dog.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's looked at, and not even just looked at, he is the greatest producer, hip-hop producer of all time.
Yeah.
Definitely the most successful.
Yep. I agree.
And-
Well, and I mean, it's the experience he's had, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you lean to that producer. Because he's not a rapper. I mean, he can rap, but 95% of his time in the studio is behind the mixing board.
Right.
Yeah.
Telling people not what to do, but like
How to do it.
how to direct
Yeah.
it.
I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds like what to do a lot of times.
Yeah.
To be honest, from what we've heard from people, I mean, I've never been in the studio with him, but from what people have said.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. But from what
Yep.
people have said, he tells them like, nah, dog, like, nah. Sometimes even to like the way that they're saying a word specifically,
Right.
which is interesting because I seen, Kanye's been posting like a lot on Instagram lately. He posted a clip of him working with his daughter, and he was saying that she made him love music again, right? But he was coaching her, he was producing her, and it was one word that he wanted her to say a specific way, dog. I want to work with producers that care about my art that much.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because sometimes you're too close to the project. Sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that before. Or sometimes you get so comfortable doing a certain thing that you don't want to like think outside of the box or do something different. Like, is it Perfect Little Lies?
Pretty
Little Lies. I always forget. It was the fucking record
Yeah.
that got the shit cracking for Zia's son. I did not want to do the chorus. I wrote the chorus. I did not want to sing it at all, bro. That is not what I wanted to do. We had two different artists that were supposed to do it, and they didn't handle business. So it was like, brother, we were about a week away from sending this off to mastering. And I told Jay, you know what, bro? Fuck it.
Put the tune on.
Fuck. He wasn't even there.
wasn't
He wasn't
there.
even
No,
there.
no.
Bro, this was middle of COVID. So everybody was in their respective corners. Right? So I told him, I was like, nah, you know what? He's like, what we gonna do with this record? Like, it's fucking dope, but like, what are we gonna do? We're about to send it off to master. I told him, bro, give me 24 hours.
Uh-oh.
I stepped up in the lab and I just started fucking around, bro. I started having fun, right? I was in there solo dolo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In my fucking shortness and my slides, chilling, belting a hook that I wrote.
Yep.
But it was uncomfortable. Fast forward to whenever the day that the record came out, I posted an in-studio performance of that record. Dog, that shit went to like 200,000 fucking views in 2 hours.
Wow.
And it took the record from where like we're like, what's this gonna do? To holy shit, look what the fuck this is doing.
Yeah.
Right?
It was crazy because he sent me the all the files. He sent me all the stems, and I threw them in Pro Tools, and they already had tune on them just so he could. It was like the reference.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck is this, bro? Because the way he layered them with the tune, like it was in the pocket, but it was like nothing I've heard him do before.
Right.
And it was dope, bro. It was really dope. So I was like, oh hell yeah, we're gonna make this shit happen.
And without that, who knows? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we put that one out there. And I dropped the album, and me and my boys went up to Jemez, right? Because we had went to go, like, I can't remember what I think it's San Antonio Springs. It's the biggest one.
Okay.
Bro, it's like one of the biggest natural hot springs that obviously in the state of New Mexico, but I think like one of the biggest just in general. It's a fucking like 5 mile hike in, 5 mile hike out. We had tried to get there like 2 weeks before, but we got lost.
Yeah.
So we went, I was like, all right, round 2, let's go. Album's dropping today. Let me drop this promo. Let's go. We dipped. We went up to Hamus. No
Phone service.
phone service whatsoever. We finished. We get down the mountain. We're driving, and all of a sudden, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, what the fuck? Sure enough, crazy. Shit went crazy viral in like the 3 hours that I was gone. So I say that to say this. As an artist, dog, like you can't be scared to try new things, okay, for one. And you can't be scared to let your producer produce. Because they might give you an idea or they might give you confidence that you didn't have before to do something you're like, oh, shit. Yeah, that's fire right there. I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah.
And that goes for even trying new things artistically. You know what I mean? I say it all the time, bro. Like, people call me a comedian now. Like, what? That was never the goal. That was never the trajectory. But I started doing different things artistically, and it showed me that I'm not just one thing.
Yep.
As an artist, you can be multiple things, right?
Indeed.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I want to add something too, bro. So like being a producer, if you're an artist, find a studio, find a producer or engineer that you can work with, that you can push yourself. You feel comfortable trying to sing, or you feel comfortable learning auto-tune. Because if you don't have that, if you're going and paying $100 for that studio time for that hour or two, and you're not getting the outcome that you want, or you're feeling rushed or forced, like then your creative process isn't happening up here. You know what I mean? You're being rushed. So either invest your time in some equipment or find a good studio that you can invest your creativity.
100%. I'm going to double down on that for sure.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, you feel comfortable with a producer that you're working with, but that's the thing is you got to pick that right.
Yeah.
Because in the same way that they can make you feel confident about what you're doing, working with the wrong motherfucker could take the wind out of your sails quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's fickle, bro. When you're in the creative mindset, one little speed bump, bro, can destroy it like completely, bro. Could take you completely out of the vibe.
Yeah, man.
That's why I always say when people ask me what DAW is the best, for people that don't know what I'm talking about, it's a digital audio workstation. It's like Pro Tools, Cubase, Logic, anything you use to record. It's called the DAW. So when people ask me what the best DAW is to use, I always tell them the one that you can use the easiest. Doesn't matter. They all do the same shit.
The one you know.
The one you know. The one that will not get in your way of your creative process. Because if you like, oh, let me get this idea down real quick, bang, and you run into fucking this, that, and the third, 40 minutes go by, man, that muse is gone, dog.
Yeah.
The muse is gone, bro. She done packed up, left. Now you just toast.
Yeah. And see, I use like I use a few different DAWs just because the workflow in them is different. You know what I mean? Pro Tools to kind of make beats, but I use that to track all the vocals out. FL, I could whip up some beats like crazy, bro. Like the workflow in there is pretty dope, super dope. And then Reason is what I started with pretty much, dog. And it's just drag and drop, and you could just make shit happen. So they all work differently, but do the same shit. And you just find a creative workflow that works, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like like you said, I wouldn't say there's a one that's better than the other.
There's not.
Some are used more than others, and some do different things.
So I'm just curious, real quick, Leonard. I had a question. Do you have like any like examples for like writing to where you could like relate it to, like similar to what they're talking about? Maybe like a.
In which regard? In regard to the DAW, or in regard to like the process,
the whole
of
thing,
the creative?
really, like.
I could probably
getting out of
say
your
both.
comfort zone, but then also maybe like writing exercises to like get you going and get those juices. You know what works for you.
I mean,
No Diddy.
Yeah.
I hooked you up there. I helped you out there. Hito.
for writing, I mean, it's just writing every day and getting in the habit of writing every day. That's the hardest thing for most people to do. A lot of times, I think you got to learn to separate the results that you're looking for from your creativity from the work that you're doing, because the process is what you got to master first. You got to dominate the mental hurdle of getting into the process. And so many people are always looking for a result before they're learning to master the process, because once you get good at the process, now you can be more flexible in the purpose that you're assigning it to. When it comes to like what you write in, they've got Final Draft is like the big name brand thing. I prefer, what's the one I use? There's one that I use that John August, who's a Hollywood screenwriter, came up with, but it's faster to me because it's almost built out of programming language. So if you're good with like keyboard shortcuts, which I am, I could just fly through faster than just tabbing through.
So it's like a DAW for writers.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But
Dope,
as
bro.
opposed to, but you could still use like Word.
Yeah.
If you need
Or a typewriter.
To. Yeah, or a typewriter or anything. You could write it by hand if you
Light
need
a
to.
candle.
You know what I'm saying?
Get like a
Light
little
candle,
Feather.
Get
little
your feather and ink. Yeah.
fire.
Dictate to your AI slave and tell them what to do.
Listen, tell me what to write. I'm gonna make it look like it's fancy with this cursive, but let me know.
But that part is kind of easy. The most difficult part, what they were talking about the process of revising and revision and going through that note process. I give people notes. I read scripts for friends and people that I know closely, and we see each other's work when it's in or work in progress, which is kind of tough because sometimes something isn't working or it's not hitting, or you see an idea and you're like, I know where you're going, bro. Like if you just twist it this way, I think it'll hit harder. It's tough because when you're the artist, it's hard for you to put yourself in the chair of the viewer or the consumer of the art. So it's hard for you to think like they would think, because every time you're coming back to it, you're revising. You know all the nuance, you know what you meant for it to be. But somebody coming in with a blank slate, just checking it out, all they're going to have is their opinion, you know, and you got to be kind of thick-skinned and learn. And it takes trusted partners, trusted collaborators, same way.
For sure.
Where it's like people can give you notes and you don't take every note, you know what I'm saying? But you have to find the meaning behind the note. You have to know that every time someone says something to you, even if they say it in a way that you didn't want to hear it, there's something there that you should pay attention to, because it could be a secret key to something that could make the scene, make the movie, make it so memorable to someone else. But because you don't like your homie saying that it's not good enough yet,
You ain't gonna use it.
you're not going to want to use it.
Yeah.
And you don't want to rewrite it or redo it, or like Dre, do it again and
Do
again
it again,
and
do
again.
it again, do it again.
But I personally, I've gotten to the point where I revise. I probably go harder on my work than the people I ask to give me notes, because I go through and revise and break things down, and I'll print the whole script out by paper, grab a pen, and get away from the computer, just go somewhere else, and then literally just go line by line. Don't like that, cut that, scratch it. And there's something like freeing about that. You can't really do that with music, but with like writing and screenwriting in particular, you can do that. It's beneficial that
unless
way.
you record yourself.
Yeah,
I'll
unless
be
you
doing
record
that.
yourself.
true.
If you're there and you're paying for hours, bro,
Right.
You better
Yeah,
have
yeah,
some deep
yeah.
pockets, or
Yeah.
learn how
or
to
just
record
open an
yourself.
account.
I do want to piggyback off of that though, because having like people around that you can trust their ears or their input, is
People you
huge, bro.
respect their opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Well, I mean, like you know, like I respect some people's opinion, but they don't know like a lick of anything that I'm trying to like get. I'm like, well, hey, what do you think of the like? I will lean on Leonard. I'll send him a bunch of some music, and he'll be like, this, that, maybe lower this, or and it's like, okay, well, shit. At first, you're like, fuck, well, no, I like that part, but then it's like, well,
Try it.
yeah, let me just try it,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Maybe it does work, maybe not, and then maybe the artist likes it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to get too many people involved in like a mixing process, because then you're like, oh shit, I need to fix this.
Then
this,
it's no
this.
longer your ears.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But you get like one or two people to where it's like, oh, I trust your guys' ear and your input. Then you dial in what you need to. You know, like he said, you don't need to take every adjustment and be like, oh fuck, because now it's not even my mix, or it's not
Right.
even my book anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah.
Damn, let me just start over. You wrote it. Here you go. I'll give you the rest.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you gotta respect you got to have people around you where you do respect their opinion on the things that you know they can have an opinion on because they know about it.
Exactly.
But you also got to respect your opinion and your ear and your creativity. You can't respect somebody else's opinion on your art more than you respect yours.
Yeah.
Right? Then you're going to get lost, bro. You ain't gonna know what the fuck you're doing. You're lost as an artist completely.
for sure.
Like, I love that you said perfect the process, then you know the purpose.
Yeah.
You can, it's the best way to put it, bro.
Yeah.
You got to get them reps in, dog. If you ain't doing them reps, once it's time to work,
You're not ready.
You ain't ready, dog.
Like if you get the opportunity to be in the studio with one of your heroes or somebody that you really want to impress, but you ain't been rapping every day, then you're not necessarily going to be ready when that opportunity comes, and you're not going to give your best effort that you want to give.
Fucking good. You ain't gonna have nothing ready. Look, when M stepped in the first fucking day with Dre, he threw on a beat, first thing M said was, "Hi, my name is." He had it ready to go, dog. He had already written that. Worked perfect. You had mastered the process.
Yep.
You had put in them hours. So when it's game time, bro, when it's game time, you got a bag that you can reach into at any moment and you're ready to go.
What does Nipsey say when preparation meets opportunity?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to shine, dog. If you ain't prepared, dog, see you later.
Yeah.
Man, I flew this dude all the way out here from Detroit and he ain't even got no words.
He needs to sit in the studio and write for 4 hours?
Yeah, nah, fuck no. It's time to go, dog. Man, I made a mistake. Jimmy, I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry.
Right.
What do you think? Intro time?
Intro,
16 minutes in, we can intro this.
Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Respect the Connect. I'm your host, Johnny James, and I'm back again with a few of my nearest and dearest. Jay, it don't matter what doll you use. Travis is in the building. What's cracking, Jay?
Man, I'm posted, dog. I'm chilling,
Posted and almost toasted, maybe.
Almost.
Toasted on a Sunday
On a
morning.
About to be.
Len Words is in the building.
Yeah.
What's popping, Len Words?
Pen in the pad.
The pen and the
Ooh,
pad
yeah.
working. Episode 96 makes some motherfucking noise. All right,
Damn.
so that gives me a perfect place. I forgot when I was talking about what should we talk about, guys? What should we talk about? All this political fucking bullshit that has everybody fucking divided? No, fuck all that. Y'all could go somewhere else for that bullshit. Made me think. We were talking about M and Dre. Did you guys see all the crazy ass leaks that came out of M's fucking camp?
No.
Bruh.
I heard
This
a
is
couple, about
Like
a couple
30
things,
records leaked from all kinds of eras, bro, of M.
Of Eminem.
Damn.
Really?
Man, massive leak. I think what happened, this is just me not being there. This is just me seeing outside. I think what they were doing was they were digging in the archives, and I think they were going to release something
Yeah.
that was like older. There was like a talk of him releasing like 10 tracks that was that didn't make it off the Slim Shady LP.
Okay.
Fast forward, 30 tracks leak. Reference tracks,
Damn.
older records, and one that had the internet just up in arms
What was this?
was his diss to Suge Knight.
Oh, really?
Full on. Remember, at the beginning of Machiavelli, that clip, all of us conspiracy theories, whenever
Yeah.
he's Suge shot me. Suge shot me.
Yeah.
He clipped that and made that the hook.
Oh, no.
Bro, he went hammer time. Like, bro, he went fucking off. Internet went fucking completely ape shit. Especially because you could see, you go back to that one record when he says, I went my whole career without ever mentioning Suge. They bleeped that out. He's all, Dre told me stay out, just wasn't my beef.
Well,
So I
yeah.
did. I fell back, watching, gritted my teeth while he's all over TV, down, talking to man who literally saved my life. Like, fuck it, I understand. Suge definitely heard that. I mean, Dre definitely heard that record, and he was like, "Hey, look, dog, you probably gonna have to put that in the holster because this is a little bit above what you know
your
that's
pay
going
grade.
down."
Yeah.
Well, didn't
right?
that one was on Toy Soldier?
It was,
right?
but the one that leaked, the actual diss, they bleeped out Suge's name in that, but we all put it together.
Okay.
The one that leaked, man, it was guns a-blazing. He accused him of being involved in Biggie and Pac's situation. It was during the Ja Rule beef, so Ja Rule caught some strays in that motherfucker too. But leaks, bro, goes back to talking about having people around you that you trust, even in someone like the status and the level of someone that's like garnered as the number one, right, in a lot of people's eyes, and has all this money, all these accolades, and all these people around him. And they used to send records to each other to stop leaks happening, like back in like the early 2000s. They'd mail them in like boxes marked candles. Like they would put them inside bro.
Right.
Back and forth.
Talk about that,
Yeah, they were talking about it. So it made me think, I'm like, damn, dog, you don't really know, bro. Like, you gotta really keep an eye on your archives. Because at any time, music that wasn't meant for the public eye can surface.
Yeah.
And in a time when people are super touchy about things you say, some of them records, dog, we were getting full-blown savage, Slim Shady, giving zero fucks.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was about 30 of
I'm
them.
gonna have to check those out. I mean, you know what's weird though is that's someone in the Aftermath.
Like you'd
label.
think
You know what I'm saying?
It has
Like,
to be someone close.
It's
right?
either that or he was just like fuck it,
And at first,
100 gigs.
that's what I thought, right? And I thought there's got to be a part of it that was that. But when I heard some of the ones that came out, some of that shit was definitely not meant for public consumption.
Did Eminem respond at all?
Not
to it?
really.
He hasn't said
His
anything.
team kind of did, but you don't really know because it's on the internet. I don't know. It could be just some fucking dude that says, "Hey, I'm on his team. This sucked."
Yeah.
He didn't directly say anything, but you had a record with 50 Cent, which was crazy dope. You know the one that was on the Death of Slim Shady. He said was an old record. The Christopher Reeves one. You get the original version of that, which was pretty much the same song. He just moved around one of the words, and then you get the original Antichrist. Crazy, dog. I feel like Antichrist was recorded around that same time. So to me, I'm like, damn, this dude put 2 records that were like 15 years old on his new album. That's something I took away from it. And there was a 50 record on there that was dope too, bro. But it made me think about when you're an artist and you have stuff that you, like you said earlier, that isn't fully formed or isn't ready for people to see it. As an artist, dog, it's almost like, bro, that is like the most uncomfortable kind of like just, fuck, what are they gonna think? Shit, this is like this is a skeleton track. Like I know this sounds like shit. Like they're gonna judge my art. Fuck you! Like you start getting all in your head and shit.
Well, I mean, look, let's go back to when we were doing music back in the day, bro. Like DistroKid wasn't around, so we didn't like release a whole lot of music like just out. You know what I mean? Like we pressed up CDs, and then what did we do? We did those cards. Remember the digital?
Oh yeah, we
download
do
cards?
those. Man, they had the little Alien Society logo. I bet you I
Yeah.
still have a couple of those.
I think I do
motherfuckers.
too, bro.
Yeah.
I think I do too. But we never like, and as a producer, bro, I was like, nah, we're not gonna. This isn't finished. I'm not gonna let it out. It's not gonna, you know what I mean? And it never did. Most of the shit never did. So, like, for them to like leak that shit, it's like I could only imagine, bro. And M's probably like, fuck.
I mean, was any of it usable? Because I feel like
Honestly, a lot of it was.
really okay. See that's the thing. I feel like a lot of artists, especially the ones that hire songwriters or work with songwriters, they probably got like a Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Would be a great example. I think when he did Lean Back, he probably did a year and a half's worth of just who's got a dope record, who's got a dope beat, and he's got stuff just like ready to go.
Yeah.
So he can release albums whenever he wants to, and it'll always sound like Joe. It'll always sound good, but it's not necessarily going to sound modern. You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys hear his new album?
Fat
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
No.
I've never really been a big
It was-
Fat Joe fan.
I listened to it. It was all right. It wasn't like.
It sounded like Fat Joe.
It sounded like
Yeah.
Fat Joe. Some of the tracks did sound dated. I ain't gonna
Yep.
lie,
Yep.
but like everything
That's
was,
what I'm saying.
It
It sounds like he bought those
was,
records.
it was a
or
nice.
wrote
It was a
those
good
records.
record though,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like damn.
Damn,
Yeah.
see, I hate hearing that, dog, because we got so much good music from OGs this past like year and a half.
It's a good.
That
It's
didn't
a good.
sound dated though.
His heart was broken. Is all I'm gonna say.
man.
There's like most of it's like towards the chick, bro.
Yeah.
He dropped his version of Take
That-
Care. This fool got a Marvin's Room remix on that shit.
But he has a couple bangers on there, bro.
Yeah.
But it popped up on my Apple Music, and I was like, let me see. What's
listened
up.
to it?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
bro, his old shit, was
Got a flow,
ridiculous.
Joe.
Yeah.
Was that your shit or what? You used to bop to that shit? Got a flow, Joe.
No, well, like when him and Pun were like on the scene, bro.
You said it though.
They were fucking
Pun.
killing it though. Well, but Fat Joe still had a dope style too though.
He
Like
did.
he was more hip hop.
I didn't think you. I like Pun more.
Man.
I think
But
everybody
fuck
did.
yeah. You're like, I think everybody
think,
did.
yeah.
Okay, newsflash, Pun was better. But
For real?
what?
I think they complimented each other though pretty good though.
I felt
They
for
did,
me,
but
you know,
at that time for me, Fat Joe, I felt like he was kind of like Diddy to Biggie for Pun.
yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was like, is this dude the producer? Like, what? And bro,
Right.
this sounds like I'm fucking totally shitting on Fat Joe, and I'm not, because I do see things that he's
That was
like
everyone's
contributed.
perception
Yeah.
at the
Well,
time. Though.
I
That's
seen
the
a-
thing. Joe was out front.
I seen a clip. I seen a clip where he was like, "Nah." He's all, "I knew my role." He's like, "Pun was in the light." He's also, wherever we went, shit, I held an umbrella. I'll open up that man's door because I knew where I stood in place in that order.
Yeah.
And he's like, and now things change. Like it's
Yeah.
you know. So anyways,
You got to
it's dope.
respect his ability to do that, because not a lot of artists have been able to do that. To like be next to a legend like that, legend goes away, and you become a legend in your own regard.
Right.
That's, I mean, homie that used to hold the umbrella for Diddy disappeared. He ain't a legend.
Farnsworth?
Farnsworth gone.
Farnsworth, right?
He ain't out here dropping mixtapes.
You know who's crazy? And since you talked about it, kind of more like, you know, new era. But Juice WRLD went on tour, his first big tour. He kind of came out of nowhere. Went to Australia. Kid Leroy had one big song at like 15 years old. Brought him on tour. And then after Juice dies, he's the next biggest thing. Huge. But he was like a little kid just like watching Juice like move and like learned how to do it. And then after he passed away, he was already like with it, the whole team and everything. They just put the machine behind him, and he had like the knowledge and skills to just keep on going.
So the Fat Joe album is something I should probably listen to, maybe.
Yeah, check it out for sure. It's
I know. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not a big Fat Joe fan, dog. And what made me worry, what you said, and it was something I was thinking about, is when you said sounded a little dated.
Yeah.
Fuck.
just a couple tracks, bro.
So for our OGs that are aging into you know infinity and beyond, I like to see them not force it.
Yeah.
I like to see them be who they are. Like I want the Nas album to sound like Nas, but like now, without having to be like, hey, I gotta go get a Juice feature. I gotta go get a Kid Leroy feature. Hey, where's Future at? Like the Nas albums to me were so dope because he didn't force the machine to pay attention.
But okay, in that regard, that's exactly what Joe gave you.
Okay, see, then that's for me. That's cool.
It might be cool with you then.
For me, that's cool. But I still don't want it to sound dated, though.
I was gonna say some of it sounds like early 2000s.
It's like
so.
the dated tracks are like the R&B. It's like
Yeah,
it
the R&B.
You
almost
got
it almost
J-Lo on
sounds
that
like,
joint? This man got J-Lo and Ja in there.
It almost
get
sounds like
Ashanti.
those old like
Them old like Ja Rule
like-
Ashanti records. and
yeah,
shit like
exactly,
that.
bro.
That's
Yeah,
what it sounds.
exactly.
They were
some
probably
of
in a
it sounds
holster
like
since
that.
then.
That's what
they
I'm
probably
saying.
were, dog.
That's what I'm saying. He probably bought them records that long time ago.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it.
Or he got them from Nelly and Ashanti and was just like, yo, these are hot.
They're in love now. They don't
They
give a
been
fuck. Yeah,
hot.
go
Yeah,
ahead,
they're
Joe.
not- yeah,
You got to flow, Joe.
Yeah, we doing
Yeah,
country
flow,
music,
Joe.
Joe.
We'll let it go, Joe.
Yeah.
Let it go, Joe.
Hit me up, Joe. I want some beats on your next album, bro.
Bro, he
you
ain't
go.
doing that shit. I made it look like I don't fuck with dudes' music at all. And it's not even the case. It's just you guys already know. Like I got my top New York artists that I fucked with tough, bro. He just never was really like on the list for me.
Right. There's so
I knew
many,
he was
too.
there.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's
I
a
knew
lot
he
out
was
there.
there, dog.
Yeah.
But like, man, bro, like, where would you put him in the conversation next to like a Jada Kiss?
Who? Fat Joe?
Yeah.
Yikes.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's for me. Like,
It's hard to even make a top 10
Yeah.
in New York.
That's
That's why the King of New York was a thing.
Oh yeah.
That's why it was a whole
Man,
like conversation.
50. A lot of people want to credit 50 for just fucking New York up, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was like a civil war kind of. They all like, don't you remember? Everybody got on that record against 50, bro. It was Jada, it was Fat Joe, literally, bro. It was the Avengers of New York coming at 50. Clickety clank, clickety clank.
The
my
money
money goes
goes
into my piggy bank.
Yeah.
Would DMX be in that conversation?
DMX?
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
he
Yeah.
he
Bro.
would probably be at the towards the
But
top.
you got to take. But if you take an X, you got to take a bunch of dudes off of Wu-Tang. You got to
Oh,
take. Like,
you better be
it's just
taking
too
in
many.
Wu-Tang.
There's
bro,
so many.
I think Method Man is underrated, bro. I don't think
Hell yeah.
I don't think he gets his flowers enough, bro. Did you guys
he
know
didn't
that?
He didn't put out enough music.
He didn't.
He didn't.
Did you know that the Wu-Tang album, the tapes, I should say,
Yeah. The purple tape.
the side A's, the side A's were Wu-Tang. The whole side B was Method Man because they were like their whole thinking behind it was this motherfucker's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah,
We're gonna give him the shine on the whole B side of the tape.
Well, he's 100% the most successful solo artist out of the group.
Out of them,
Yeah,
100%.
But part of that was just that one big record with Mary. Too.
But and then you go into movies and everything.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. But that
Successful artist.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
The ladies liked him.
Yeah, like he was Cool
more than-
James.
yeah, there you go. There you go. There you
Old
go.
school reference, you young motherfuckers.
right?
You do have to put Wu-Tang in there. And the reason, bro, DMX, talking about Method Man, I've seen 2 interviews about this subject matter, one from Jay-Z and one from Meth. And they were talking about when they were all on tour. Remember, it was DMX, Jay-Z, Method Man, and Redman, bro. It was the
Oh, yeah,
whole
yeah.
juggernaut, bro. I
Yeah.
remember the name of the tour, but both of them
What's that one called?
talked about it.
Okay.
And Jay-Z and DMX, they had their thing, bro.
Yeah.
Like there was that battle that none of us ever seen. The guns was pulled out, they say, and it was
Yeah.
a whole thing. And DMX went off, and Jay-Z went off. You hear DMX say that battle taught me about conserving my energy,
Yeah.
right? And Jay-Z talks about that battle taught me that DMX is no one to fucking play with. So fast forward to that tour, and Jay-Z was like, man, X is out there, and all of a sudden you hear, "Rrrr,"
Yeah.
and the crowd goes fucking insane. He's like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Like, you could feel it from the backstage. And motherfuckers start going off, bro. And then motherfucker take his shirt off.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes fucking completely insane. Then he goes into one of his prayers. Jay-Z was like, I gotta fucking
have a
go
show
after
like
this,
this.
man.
Because he had the
What
whole
fuck?
fucking concert crying, bro. He had him in
Yeah.
tears, and he's like, "How the fuck am I supposed to follow that?"
What the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Nobody wants to see Jay-Z shirtless.
At no point in his career.
I just seen a post, a couple of them saying that he was officially crowned like
Yeah, Billboard crowned him number one.
number
Who,
one.
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z.
Number one of what?
Number one hip hop
hip-hop.
artist of all time. Billboard or Fortune, whatever.
Was it Forbes?
Forbes crowned him.
Of course they
I
say.
give that to Dre. I give it to Dre.
To,
before I
no,
give
no,
it
no. To best hip hop artist of all time.
artist.
Yeah, it was just artists. Like,
Kanye, Dre. I think they are more influential than
but
what Jay Z.
I think it's more. I think the
Jay-Z is
rapper.
so-
I think they're
yeah.
looking at it as like a rapper,
Okay.
right? Like the greatest rapper of all time.
I mean, but look at the magazine that it is. It's Forbes.
That's true. I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
he's one of the
He's
richest.
rich.
Yeah, he's got money, but I think a lot of his success has been outside of the arena of actual rap. Like he did big tours, and he made a lot of money off of Rockefeller. But Rockaware made more money than Rockefeller. You know what I'm saying? So he made more money in fashion and alcohol than I think he did in actually the rap game.
When then he got
period.
when
So-
him and Beyonce got married and then went on tour together.
right, the on the run tour.
How much of that was her popularity, right?
Right.
How much of that was her audience versus Jay-Z's audience,
Because
right?
I know I wasn't even checking for them shows.
Yeah,
Like,
but, and they were all sold out.
Right.
But they were all sold out, every
Yeah.
single one of them, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and they went on a fucking run forever.
But they were sold out. But what I'm saying is they were probably not sold out because
That's
all
what
the
I mean.
dudes wanted
Yes.
to go.
That's what I mean.
It was the Beehive.
That's what I
that
mean.
Was,
If it happens
selling
again,
out
would
the
you
arena.
guys go?
The two of them?
If I got an
I don't
opportunity
think-
and it was
I
close,
would go for sure
Yeah.
if it was good seats. If I'm in the bleeds, I'll stay home.
Nah, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like drive like 8 hours to do it. But like if that shit's like within like a 4-hour time span,
Yeah.
To miss an opportunity to see Jay live, no way, I'd go for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I haven't been to a concert. The last one I went to, I got free tickets to the Wiz Khalifa one. Him and Logic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Who was better live, Wiz or Logic?
Logic.
Was he?
Well, I don't know. They were both dope.
Wiz is
Logic kept like
Talking about his race?
no, but he kept like
He'd stop.
He
Guys,
can't-
I'm white, guys.
He would stop because people weren't singing along, and he'd be like, "I don't think you guys know how hard it is to rap like this. DJ, start it over." And he
Yeah,
kept-
it's
he
so
like, did
hard that
a
we
few
can't
times.
rap with you, fool.
Exactly, bro. It's like I
So he
don't
would
talking
say
about?
he was, bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Yeah, so he was
killing
like,
it.
yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. So he kept like restarting it, but like,
Oh yeah, that's
but
no
I
good
think
for the party.
most people were there for Wiz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
For sure. I
But
saw
It
Wiz.
was a dope concert, either way.
I saw, I think it was Wiz, but it was like Ray Shrim when they came out here a couple years ago. I went to that show. That was fun.
Yeah.
But I go to concerts so much that I don't.
Oh, really?
I work. I'm working. I'm working most of the time.
Man, I
so-
still like love the experience, bro. When it's an
Yeah.
artist that I haven't seen or someone that I've seen and I know is about to catch a body,
Yeah.
dog. I go, bro, and you know, what I mean, it reminds me why I fell in love with being an artist in the first place. It can take me back to square one. It's like a bottled inspiration, kind of. So I'll go as many as I can.
I'd rather go to festivals nowadays. I want to go to some good festivals. Like when you were talking about Lovers and Friends, I know it's
was
not
so-
always a
But it was
good.
so dope, bro.
Yeah, but the way you were talking about it, I was like, fuck, I should have went
It was sick, dog.
because that sounded like fun.
Bruh, when we walked up and Boys to Men was up there, dog, you know what it made me? Oh, man, hell yeah. Let's go. I've been wanting to talk about this. You know what I realized? We'll get back to Lovers and Friends, right? Stick around, dog. You know what my first R&B album was?
What?
Cooley High Harmony, bruh.
Really?
I stole that shit from Kmart. I didn't have money to buy it. I stole that
My
shit.
first R&B album.
I stole
I
it.
grifted on this one.
I did, bro. But listen, brother, Boys to Men in the 90s, my dude,
Oh yeah,
dog. And that album specifically,
it was a whole different thing.
dog, they don't do that no more.
Yeah.
They
I-
really
I-
don't.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, but the fact that that was your first R&B album is crazy to me.
Yeah, that was my first
'Cause,
R&B album.
Yeah, it was all R&B albums for me. Like
Well, no, see,
I
that
think
was my
Hammer was like no. My first rap album was a tape, and it was Tupac, Strictly for My Niggas.
That
and
was
I
your
got
first
the
one?
bootleg.
Oh, that's crazy.
From the African World Fest in downtown at Hart Plaza in Detroit. Shout out to the D.
That's fire.
Yeah, and I remember picking it up for like $9, and I had to listen to it as secret because my parents didn't want me listening.
Don't
to
you
that
wish you
shit.
still had that?
I do.
You still got it?
I got a couple of old tapes.
Oh, you wish you had it.
Yeah, I wish I had that one. I
yeah,
don't
man.
have. Man, I got a couple of old tapes, but I don't have that one anymore. Yeah,
Bro.
yeah. I remember
Dude.
chasing them tapes, man. At the bootleg tapes, boy. There was that one, that Outkast record. What is that song? There was like one Outkast record that was only on the tapes, and then they finally released it. I want to say on like, I don't think it might have been on Equimini or something. But I remember hearing it, and I was like, "Yo, that's the shit from the tape from
And
like
it finally made it.
10 years ago." Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
Southern Playalistic Cadillac music was something special,
Bro.
too.
Yep, that was another one.
Well, see, Boys to Men,
Damn.
that wasn't the first R&B album I had fucking heard.
No,
That was the one
yeah,
that I
but
had
that you
owned.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
First
yeah.
one. Shout out to Kmart for not paying attention to the little, to
Back in the
little-
day,
little
yeah.
7-year-old version
You're
of
the-
myself.
You're
or
the
something.
reason that Kmart went out. of
Maybe,
business.
whatever. dog. Hey, I couldn't afford it, dog. All right, bro. It was like when you're hungry and you couldn't afford the food. I was hungry for input, bro. I'm Johnny 5, dog. Come on, bro.
Johnny 7. Dog.
Johnny 7, bro. But listening to that, man, and then getting to see Boys to Men and just the 90s R&B in general and the early 2000s, man, we walk up, Boys to Men's on stage or they're about to get on stage, dog, still killing shit, bro. The only issue I have with that album is still to this day, and it's one of the best songs on the album, is End of the Road, right? When everybody's like, baby, listen, baby.
That's classic.
I don't care.
That's classic
I don't care that
material.
you
You
was
better
with the
stop.
other man.
Okay,
Man,
yeah, that was simp. That was super
That
simp.
was super simp. Super duper simp. Like he needed a cape. Baby, just come home, please. Baby, please. Oh,
I know.
bro.
Where's
I just
the-
didn't
where's
care.
all the- where's
You
all
just
the
don't
people in his
understand how
corner?
much I
I'd be
love
like-
you.
I'd be like, hey,
Yeah, where
Johnny-
your boys at, dog?
Where are you
dog.
bro, they're standing in the
Yeah.
studio like, what the fuck you
Yeah.
talking about,
Bro,
dog?
no.
But they let it fly
They
on
let
the
it-
record.
Yeah.
I was 7 and I was like, I don't
That
know,
ain't
that
right.
don't sound right. don't know if I rock with that. That's a little weird.
That don't sound right.
That don't-
You,
but
you were red pill back then?
I was, bro. But the rest of the album, bro, it's so hard to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yesterday.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. So got
Or
to
was
see.
Yesterday on 2? I don't remember. Either way.
Yeah, no, it was on
yeah.
that. It's so
Yeah.
hard to say goodbye to yesterday. That was on that. But then, the festival, you pull up to Lovers and Friends, and I think that was, no, it wasn't. It was my first festival, but I haven't been to a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
You get to see all these artists. It's like rapid fire. I'm assuming what that rapid dating shit is kind of like, okay, here's the itinerary. Bang, 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 bang. We got to get all these, right? I'm glad Boyz II Men was like right there when we got there because they killed it. Lil' Kim got on stage and was fucking horrible. Might be one of the worst performances I've ever seen,
I don't
dog.
ever need to see Lil' Kim perform.
And I was like trying. I'm like, am I being a hater? No, dog. It was bad, bro.
Yeah.
She sounded like shit, dog. Shout out to Lil' Kim, but man, that performance wasn't it, bruh. Nah. I mean, I go back to the poster. I know we all
Yes, bro.
we
I
all
was just
had
about
that
to say.
poster, brother.
The hardcore
Yeah,
portion.
it was
hardcore, yeah.
kind of hardcore nowadays.
That was the name of the album. What you talking about?
Oh yeah, that's
That was
true.
the name
That's
of
true.
that.
That's true. I was like, it ain't hardcore no more.
Yeah, we had that
I see
tape,
posters
bro.
like that on the Disney
Right.
Channel
Bro,
nowadays.
I want
dog.
to go back to the tapes real quick, bro. I could almost remember the exact moment that I was like, oh, you could do music on your own? One of my mom's friends, her son was doing music, bro, and he was recording it onto, like, it was just this black tape that he re-recorded over, and like he just scribbled it out and like with the Sharpie or whatever. And he like sent me that, bro. He gave it to me. Like I took it home and I kept playing it, bro. And it wasn't like nothing too crazy, bro, but it like hit me. I was like, bro, like you could actually do this outside of what you see like on TV, like these big ass studios, and I think that was like the exact moment where I was like, okay,
I think I want to do
I
this.
think because I was already playing drums and stuff at that time, and then my dad had this little beat machine that I was like, oh, well, let me see what I could do with this. Rhythm machine, not beat machine.
Yeah, I
but,
remember them.
You know,
Yeah.
So, but anyways, dog, going back to the tapes, man, that's pretty nostalgic.
Don't you remember when we used to be able to cover them little holes up
With
at the top?
Yeah, with Scotch tape. Yeah. You
Record
could
over that
re-record
shit.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Man, I just any tape because again, it was either still the Maxell tapes or find a tape that I wasn't fucking with and re-record over that shit.
Yeah, I still have those, bro. I have like Rappin' Forte, Easy. I have
Oh, yeah?
Coolio.
Yup.
I have some NWA one. Like, I got some classics.
I really do think, and we've talked about this before, but I'll stand on business on this. I really do think tapes and vinyl will live forever. We may see a time when CDs are completely done.
You think?
Yeah, man. They're not optimal for aging.
Right.
They don't age
Yeah.
well. They're very
fall apart.
fragile.
Yeah.
Like it was a medium between what was more difficult to like what was less easy, right? Tapes and records aren't an easy medium. You got to rewind it. It's not
Yeah.
fast, right? CDs came. It's like, oh, I can skip to whatever
Stick it
song
in
I
your
want.
pocket, yeah.
Boom, this is fucking. It's this big, like
Yeah.
easy.
Yep.
Tapes, they get, you know what I'm saying, you got to wind them up. They spit the fucking shit out. You got to rewind it all the way back. Records, you got to find it on the record where you want to put it on. They're not easy, but they age well
Yeah, for sure.
if taken care of properly.
Yeah.
Even if you take care of a CD properly, that shit does
It'll
not have a
die.
long
Yeah.
shelf life.
It'll
Dog.
die off.
So
the film starts like peeling off.
yeah,
and
it
shit.
starts going away. So I could see a time where that medium goes where we thought tapes and records were gonna go. Because records and tapes right now, bro, shit, booming. Popping.
Yeah.
Go to Target, bro. That's the only thing they got up there. You can't buy no.
saw
It's all
that.
records.
They got
bro.
a whole section of
Whole
like
section of
new,
records.
like Taylor
Of
Swift
vinyl?
albums.
Yeah,
on
vinyl.
Yeah,
Target,
crazy.
Walmart, bro. Like go, and they even
Yeah.
have right below them. They got them little joints
The
now. The little
USB.
record
They got a
players
record player that
with a
plugs in with a USB. It's
and it's
crazy.
got the speakers on them are fucking atrocious. But you know you figure it out. You get some
Yeah.
speakers for it.
Now you get the ones with the red and black wires. And
yeah.
That's what I did. That's exactly what I did. So I could see a time when CDs go away, bro. But tapes, records, they may be living forever.
I need to pull my record player out. You know what it is? Actually, the rubber band gave out, so it like it'll stop. It's all as it's playing.
Oh yeah.
So it'll stop after like 2 minutes.
You gonna fix it or buy a new one?
I'll probably
Millennial.
fix it, to be honest, bro.
Ooh,
Because
this
I
dude,
like
millennial
it.
giving Gen X vibes.
It's one of the USB ones, to be honest, bro. So
Oh, is
like
it?
I could hook it up USB or just use the audio.
No,
I
shit.
remember that fucking.
Yeah.
I got a
I remember that
I got a
record
record player.
player.
There's
Fuck
no
yeah,
case
bro.
though. It's a 1200, but I only got one of them. And It's a needle. I need to get a needle.
Okay, on Amazon, dog, they're cheap.
I might have to.
Yeah.
I just saw it. I just cleaned out the garage yesterday, and I saw it in a box, and I was like, damn, I ain't thrown no records on in a while.
I know,
My
dude,
record
it's
collection's starting to pop off, bro.
That's kind of what I'm missing in the studio now. I just don't have nowhere to put it though, so I got.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing is like, where am I gonna put a record player now?
My shit's cracking, bro. I'm
Yeah.
starting. Remember about a year, 2 years ago, I was telling you guys that I want to be the dude early morning with my coffee standing in front of my wall of records. We getting there. I
Yeah.
got some bangers, bro.
Yo, bro, hell
some
yeah.
classic records, bro. And that's the reason I brought up Boys to Men. Because I realized the other day, probably about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that really was my first R&B album that I owned.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
Did you-
But
do
it was
you-
mine. So I wanted it on vinyl.
Do you listen to R&B like in your own time?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, don't just go to Otis Redding. I'm talking
No,
about
I'm talking about
90s,
100%, bro. That's ours.
Yeah.
Right. I love Otis. I love Sam. I love all the ones that came before, but ours hits different.
Right. For sure.
I got memories of like you know what I'm saying,
Did
growing up.
Did you ever go to like a middle school dance or anything?
Hell
like that?
yeah, shit.
Yeah?
I was at every single one of them joints, bro. We was out there moving and grooving, bro. It's crazy though because like our middle school dances and our R&B.
Was like,
You look at like our parents' middle school dances.
next too close.
They were just standing there all like
Yeah.
not like they had a proper amount of space. Hell no, bro.
yeah,
we
y'all
was
dry humping.
we were
yeah, exactly.
diabolical on
There
the
ain't
dance
no room
floor.
for Jesus in this
Hell
motherfucker.
no, nope. He was left at the
Yeah,
door.
he needs to wait his
Hey,
turn.
my homie Jesus was up in this motherfucker, bro. But Jesus was at the front door,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
We were wilding next too close. Like all of our records, and it's funny because I always say this. It's no wonder I had a kid at 16, bro. Our music, like
They were training you.
our parents' music, was like hiding it.
Right.
It was there, but you had to listen. You had to be
You had
like
to
a
read between the
detective.
lines. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You had to be a detective.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's what he's talking about. Not us, bro. We was just like, my dick's hard.
Yeah.
Like straight up, dog. Like that was there was no barrier.
Right. You had to decode the old stuff.
Yes.
When a guy was singing about my love, he was talking about his dick, but he was saying my love for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Real.
Lucy in the Sky it's not R&B, but
Yeah, but
you know,
still,
you know,
it was in code.
It was code, bro. Yeah.
There was no code.
and there's that, you ever hear that BG song? Love you inside and out. Fuck
You?
you
Yeah.
inside and out.
What's that other one too?
Backwards
It's not
and
R&B,
forwards
but it's
with my cock standing out.
Yeah.
That's the record. That's what he's really singing.
But he had
just
to code
changed.
it.
Yeah, he had to code it for the release.
it's like divorced dad music, but it's not Hinder, but it's that. What's that one? It was like the '90s. He's talking about fucking, bro, but he's like, I want to keep it, bro. Now it's completely blanking from my mind, bro.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the videos. Them two dudes. It's black and white. He's on a guitar, and he's talking about more than words.
Oh yeah.
Than Words?
More than words.
Why can't I think of that?
Is all I have to do
Yup.
to make it real.
There we
Okay,
go.
okay,
He's
okay.
talking about listen. We ain't talking.
That was
We fucking.
Wasn't that Babyface and John?
Nah, it was
wait,
too.
who
That
was
shit divorced dad
Who was
music,
more
dog.
than, who was more than words? Who did that?
Someone
record?
look it up, Dom. Someone fact check it. Vern, who was more than words? You know who more
Who
than
sang
words
that
was?
record?
Yeah,
You remember it?
look it
though.
up. Yeah, that I call it divorce.
Who?
It was Drake.
Extreme.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
see what I'm saying, dog? I thought he said Drake. Hey, see what I'm saying? This is divorced dad music, but man,
Yeah.
they got some bangers in that divorced dad section, bro. Come on, dog.
Divorced dad. That's funny.
Listen, I didn't realize how many people
Yeah.
fuck with Creed until I made that Christmas Creed video. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, is this new?" I was like, "No, it's just a TikTok
Is
sound
this
I found." But hey, listen, bro, Creed got some they got people that are ready to fucking kill for them, dog.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that's like peak divorced dad. Like if there was like a picture for it,
Yeah.
Creed is there,
Creed.
right?
One of
But
their
when I think about it too, I think of why the fuck are we even talking about this? Oh, we're talking about hidden music, hidden messages in music.
Yeah.
I remember when I realized that song.
Yeah.
I'm like, more than words is all I ever. This dude just wants her to shut up so they could get to fucking.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Afternoon Delight's another one.
Oh yeah.
Skyrockets
Yeah,
in flight,
Afternoon
dog.
delight.
I mean, sometimes, bro. Skyrockets.
That's about
in
Anchor
flight.
News, bro. Don't you
It
guys know
is.
that?
Yeah. That's one of the funniest scenes in that movie. I like that part whenever Steve Carell's all, I love Lamp. He's all, do you really love Lamp? Or are you just looking at stuff in my office and saying you love it?
Bro, those movies are great.
Skyrockets in Flight, though. Sometimes it's just a little bit of afternoon delight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, we went off. I don't even know how we ended up here, guys.
R&B.
R&B.
Yeah.
So do you listen to R&B?
All the time. Yeah.
So do I.
I was bumping some Luther the other day. My kids hate it.
They won't, though, later on in life watch.
Oh, yeah.
So then if you're bumping Luther
Yeah.
and you were looking at me saying not Otis, what's your favorite era? What do you go to the most?
80s. Yeah, because the 80s for me, I mean, it was just growing up listening to all the Luther records because that's when he dropped most of his stuff. But then it was also like The Deal, early Babyface.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so much. Man, there were like so many like female artists that I would listen to in that era, and it was just a lot of music. And coming from Detroit, we had black radio, and that's all they would play. Like now you turn on the radio, there's just all hip hop. That was like a non-starter. Like they were not playing rap records on the radio. So if it was black radio, it was either a pop record or it was an R&B record, and that's all they would play until it was like The Quiet Storm. And then The Quiet Storm, you really get it in because that's when you get the Vern knows. Yeah. So for me, that 80s and that early 90s, I still love everything like new, but the stuff that actually gets me wanting to sing with it and, you know, wishing I had a slow dance partner is that 80s shit.
Yeah, I think for me it's 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably because of when we were born, but
yeah.
But man,
That's
I don't
part
know
of it.
though. Maybe not
but
though.
it was
dog.
still romantic. Like that's the thing. Music now is not romantic, and I think that is terrible. I think we are missing a grand opportunity.
Who was it that said?
To get into it.
Damn, I can't
They
remember
don't talk
who it
about
was.
love no more.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
said that?
J. Cole.
It was J. Cole,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah,
talking
it's
about
true.
love no
It's
more.
like not cool. You know what I mean? We out here all ski, motherfucker.
Right.
But, which is kind of old now too.
Which
Damn,
is
that shit like
weird,
10
but-
years
but
old now.
yeah.
No, it's
but-
got to be older than that, bro.
Yeah, probably
What,
15.
ski?
Oh, ski,
Yeah, it's 20
motherfucker.
years.
Because that was
bro.
like
That's 20 years.
06,
Stop.
bro.
That's crazy work.
Yeah.
I don't like
Lil
that.
Jon.
The one white hair in my beard out here just popping out, dog. Damn, I don't like that.
Nah, bro. Like I feel like the young people are missing out on some of those memories. Like, I mean, obviously we were dry humping in the school dances and stuff, but just that experience, they have no idea what that was like to awkwardly go ask some girl to dance because the party's almost over and you ain't danced all
Yup.
night. So you gotta say something. You gotta try to get one in
And then you guys start dancing like some savages.
Yeah.
Sit next too close, bro.
Yeah.
Wilding out, bruh.
Fuck.
And you go home just like, damn, that was
something.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah.
it was-
Wonder if she thinking about me like I'm thinking about her.
Right,
I
right.
can't wait to go to school tomorrow.
Nah,
Yeah.
what about
And she's like, "What's your name
yeah,
again?"
what's your name again? Man, they always just shoot you down, dog. Just destroy all hope, bro. In the most awkward phases of your life. You know what though? Looking back, man, everybody was awkward at that time, bro.
Yeah, and you need
High
those
school?
reps, man.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get them weirdos who can't deal with like social problems is because they haven't had the small losses in like the contained environment. Like you got to take the L's and just learn because then you can, you know, step up the older you get and it's not as heartbreaking. It's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
When it's like, oh, the girl you like so much got a man. It's like, okay, you know, there's a lot of them. You know, we ain't tripping.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
This could probably piss some people off, but it's true. I've thought about this a lot throughout my life.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like as like a man, you gotta get like your first real like girlfriend that you're with. Y'all are together, do all the things together. Man, if you don't get that out of your system before like 25 years old, and that happens to you later on in life, you're done skis, bruh.
I've seen homies that
They fall off the face of the earth because listen, when that first happened to me, You know, not saying you should be 15 like I was. Not saying that. Because I had a son at 16.
Yeah.
Not saying start at 15.
He went
A
beyond
little
the
too
line.
far,
Yeah.
yes, right? But as men, we lose our fucking marbles.
Right,
Right?
for sure.
The homies be like, hey, dog, what are you doing? Man, I'm chilling, bro. My girl making me some eggs. We about to watch some movies. We both chilling, bro.
Yeah.
Big chilling.
Yep.
Man, you don't want to come out? Hell no, I don't want to. I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm in love, dog.
Yeah, yeah.
We
You in love.
posted.
Yep.
We listening to motherfucking Jodeci.
Yep.
We got the candles lit.
yes, sir.
Shit
Yes,
going
sir.
down in here. Y'all could go to them lame ass parties. Bunch of scrubs.
I don't need a chick to not have to go to some lame.
Yeah, but
party,
back
bro.
then though, you lost, right?
Oh, true.
You lost.
When they Jodeci, when the
But you know
boots-
what's funny though, dog, is I've had homies that married the first chicks that
Yeah.
they were
Yeah,
with
got
in
the-
high school.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Some of them are still with them.
Well, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to
Aren't,
hear that
but-
because
But if you don't, like 25,
Ooh.
25 is the cutoff
That's a
limit.
tough one.
Because if you lose your marbles
after that,
at 25,
yeah.
man, it's hard to recover from that.
well, and you gotta get, like you said, you gotta get reps in because if if at 25 is your first real like
Heartbreak.
I'm in love, relationship.
Yeah.
We doing the damn Thug Thizzle together with the
Yes.
Jodeci records and the candles and the eggs.
But the heartbreak is the hardest part because
Oh,
you
yeah.
got, like get the small heartbreak.
Yeah, you be like, yeah, you can't
the
get the
young man
big
heartbreak.
heartbreak at 25
Nah,
with
yeah.
your first
You will be
situation.
crashing out,
you will,
tripping.
You will be a puddle of shit
Yeah.
on the motherfucking couch.
You will be a fucking danger to society
Bro,
at that
hey.
point. Dog. Like just say what it is.
Have you guys watched that show on Netflix?
Say what it
Have you guys
is.
watched that show on Netflix?
Nah.
That's exactly what this is right now, bro.
Really?
Bro, I just started watching it. I'm on season 2. Buddy is a psychopath, bro. Stalker looks like the nicest dude ever,
Yeah.
but he had a rough upbringing. But man, he can't handle heartbreak
Yeah.
correctly.
Really.
Buddy is a few Excedrin tablets less than a full medicine cabinet here, bro.
She's just like, I'm sorry, I'm married. He's like, bitch, you will die.
Bro.
Like, what is wrong with this?
And they do.
What?
And they do.
That's the
Super
show?
stalker dude.
Oh my God.
It's
Nah,
crazy.
bro.
But not saying that every dude is gonna be that way. I'm
No.
just saying from a learned perspective, man, you gotta get them little heartbreaks in early, bruh.
Yeah.
Because if you're 25 and it's the first time you've had, a steady situation, you guys are in love, you guys are together, you guys are doing everything together. She showed you Jodeci, she showed you what she could do with a mango, she showed you what them scented candles look like in the dark, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you lose that,
Yeah.
and you already cut off everybody in your whole life.
Right. And you gotta start
Man,
over.
you
It's
about to
like,
be a
yeah.
puddle of shit on the couch. You better have some good homies that are gonna drag you out of that, because that's scary to think of if I had to do that at 25.
Yeah,
I
for
had
sure.
to do that shit at 15 and I thought my world was over.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Damn, I gotta go back to these parties.
Yeah.
Fuck. So yeah, get that shit out the
think-
way.
Yeah.
So are those parties later in life? Those parties are actually turned into the clubs to where you're going now.
That's exactly what it turns
Right?
into. Yeah. And then you get into that terrible pattern where you go into the club and you're doing like the club hookups and like the one night stands and that shit, and that's just not a good look for anybody. You know what I'm saying?
You just made me think of that scene on Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
No.
Which one?
Remember when he goes to the club after he gets his heart broken, he's just fucking everything? And he's all scared. He goes to the doctor, and he's all, doctor, I had sex last night. He's like, did you use a condom? He's like, yeah. He's all, you want to see me? You want me to show you my dick? He's like, yeah. He's all, let me see. He's all, it's fine. He's all, use it.
Use it.
Just use protection, right? But you remember that scene? Remember he's like fucking everything. That one chick, she's like, you want to gag me? He's all, you got a gag? She's like, yeah. He's all, well, now, kinda. It's funny, bro. It's interesting because I look back on like what would have been like my club era,
Yeah.
and being on the road, being on
I was
tour.
about to say you were performing.
Yeah, we ended up in the clubs, but like, I don't know, dog. It was never like, I never really fucked with it like that. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, man, let's go to the club. I'm like, for what?
I didn't even.
Bro,
You know what I
I,
mean?
I
I
like
like-
all the homies would always go downtown. I'm
I
like,
actually
nah.
like dancing, so I would get into a mood where it's like, fuck, man, I ain't been out dancing. So that part I would miss. But as far as like the social scene, Like you knew those people in there were not about nothing. Like you knew that. So
You don't like getting dogged for no reason? Just walking through the crowd?
Yeah,
no,
bro.
I
No,
don't.
you don't like
Jason.
people bumping into you, spilling their drink on you?
And
no?
see, again, and I was kind of idiot too, bro. There was multiple times when I got into
That
with
was that guy,
bouncers.
bro, just
Yeah,
so you know.
sometimes it was. I'll be the first one to admit it. I wasn't just dogging for no reason.
You talking
but
shit about my backpack?
once, bro.
Yes.
All right, Jay.
Sorry,
bring
dog.
Bring the
Sorry.
bullshit. All right. Nah, but one time, I thought someone had stepped on my shoes, but they didn't step on my shoes. My girl was saying that someone almost stepped on her shoes, but I was so drunk that I thought someone stepped on my shoes. So I got into a fight with the bouncer because I thought he was the one that stepped on my shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm in front of the library fucking throwing holazos with the bouncer because someone almost stepped on my chick's shoes.
Yeah. But nobody's shoes were stepped on.
Nobody's shoes were stepped on. No shoes were injured. So
I feel like that's
No Jay's disgrace.
that's what happens downtown. Like I think
It does.
that's
That's why, yeah.
that's the
Yes.
only thing. It's like always a misunderstanding, bro.
Yeah.
It's
on some
like-
dumb shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not. Some people are just idiots.
But 85% of
That's
times,
fucking hilarious.
so stupid, bro. And I was still so pissed, bro. My girl and my brother drug me out of the library. We went to the Frontier. I was still so pissed about it, bro. And I had already kind of blacked out at this point. I was trying to start a fight with someone at the Frontier.
What?
Stupid. Stupid.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting better.
Clearly.
you
Because
got
I,
better, bro.
Because I didn't know you then, and I wouldn't have wanted to.
Honestly, I'm
like,
glad.
you know what,
I'm
Johnny,
glad
it's
you
not
did.
my buddy.
But that didn't happen all the time. But
Yeah.
that was
But that's
It was there.
that's
There was the ability for
that's
that to
a
happen.
yeah, that's a dangerous social circle to be in. Man,
Super dangerous.
'cause, Yeah, your homie could start some shit, and you just be the bystander.
I've seen it
When-
time and
when
time
I was-
again.
Yeah, when I was in high school,
that's
some
for
shit like that happened. One of the dudes, they had just graduated, and they were downtown, and what was it? Homeboy's chick said something to one dude, and he was like, "Nah, fuck that, fuck you," or something, and she instigated the whole thing, and ended up.
Okay, see,
dude
now-
ended up
now
in
you-
the
now you
in
bring-
the parking lot.
Now
ended
you're
up getting
bringing it
popped.
back to the
fucked up.
conversation. You got to get these reps out of the way with these ladies because some ladies are not ladies, and
Yeah.
it is very important for young men to be able to discern the difference. There's a difference. Some women are out there for themselves. Some of them are out there looking out for what's best for the group, for the couple, whatever. And sometimes, man, you can be around the wrong type of female that you so in love with, but she's got like an attitude, or she's got like same as your homies.
Yep.
Somebody got an attitude, somebody just a little too loose lip, disrespectful to strangers, stuff like that. And unfortunately, a lot of women used to, I don't know that they all do anymore, because some of them will just fucking fight. But they used to think that a dude would just never put hands on them. You know what I'm saying? So they would just talk and then be like, well, go get him, Johnny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then you end up having to get
to get him.
arrested and,
Had to
you
get
know,
him.
like, yeah, like you out here taking penitentiary chances
Yep.
for the sake of what? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because somebody else wanted to start some shit. So this is why
That's-
you got to get these social circle reps out early. Doesn't always need to escalate to that, because the older you get, the less time and patience people have for fuck shit.
Well, and the level
You know
of
what I mean?
violence that can happen between two
it's
fools.
yeah,
Between two fools
for sure.
over a female, it's some of the worst shit I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
And
And
just even
I-
when liquor's involved, bro.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
alcohol
you,
too,
you
for
know,
sure.
You
like,
and
yeah.
you, bro, two fools, drama over female, and some alcohol. Someone going to jail or someone dead, bro.
It's like a primal thing too.
It-
Like that goes all the way back.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
It does. It's a survival thing. It's an evolutionary thing.
Yep.
Watch Our Planet.
My seed will survive.
Watch the scene. Hey, watch the scene on Our Planet with the fucking frogs, and then return back to the conversation.
What is this?
Bro, man,
Planet.
they're like in the water. I don't even know. They're like kind of frogs. I don't know exactly what they are, bro. But there's literally like 100 different dudes all trying to attack this same female down there so they could fucking get their rocks off and, you know what I'm saying, pass on the generational curses.
Yeah.
And they're fighting, bro. Like they're underwater, like tussling, going around. So much so that some of the females can drown and die.
Really?
because there's like 100 dudes just attacking them, bro.
Wow.
Man, it reminds me of parties I used to go to, bro. I watched that shit. I was like, that was in Grants. I remember that. Vern was there.
Yes, sir.
So it's like, I just the club, bro. Even when it was peak, like, you know, I had my time there, but like a lot of time we were spent, you know, we were performing there, so it was a little different. But it was never like my goal. And it's funny because I grew up, you know, all my tias, they taught me how to dance, so I could dance to country music, I could dance to Spanish music, so I could do all that
your
stuff.
aunts taught you?
Oh yeah.
Who taught you how to dance?
My mom probably.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
My
I don't dance too much, dog.
I've never seen Jay dance in my
I seen him
entire life.
I seen him
could
two
dance.
step. I've never seen him like.
Let's see. Someone get the wide angle. Jay.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
Come on, dog. Throw on a beat. Let's fucking get it, bro.
I've never seen him like out and about. Like maybe if somebody in the circle gets married, we'll see him
Be
out
dancing?
there,
Yeah.
And
doing
romancing.
that. Yeah. Because he I know he could dress the part.
Yeah.
I seen him when he put the suit on. He looked good, but I never seen him on the dance floor getting his video on. So
I
not
hated
yet,
it.
Not yet.
I-
You don't like
man,
it?
I'm
No.
there.
I hated it when I was a kid.
Nah.
And all of my tias were like, mijo, let's dance.
Ah, yeah.
Oh my God. I'm like, bruh. Auntie, why? I don't want to dance. You're drunk. Get away from me. But when it was time for them middle school dances,
You were ready.
and all the homies didn't know how to dance to Como la Flor. Guess what?
It was Johnny's time. Time to shine.
My time to shine, dog. Look at this dude. What this dude do? I'm dancing, bruh. With the one that you wanted to dance with,
Right.
dog. So they gave me a cheat code.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Knowing how to dance is a cheat code.
Carry
like,
me in the life.
guys,
Because women love to dance, bruh.
They do.
Women love to dance.
They do. Whether they admit it or not, whether they
No,
know
they
how.
always admit it,
Hey,
bro.
and
Whether
that's
they
primal
know how
too.
or not.
Hey, and that's primal too.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, watch Our Planet if you haven't watched it yet, audience. There's another scene in there with the birds, right? Yeah. It's crazy.
You seen this too?
Birds are crazy, man. I've been on this. There's this scene with this one. I can't remember the name of the bird, but he cleans his whole area, dog, like spotless, like I used to do to my room.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Can't be having a messy ass room.
Yeah.
Yeah. They walk in like, ugh, this motherfucker dirty and nasty.
Right.
And if she stays and you're dirty and nasty, that's another conversation.
Right. Yeah.
Run, dog, run. He cleans his whole area, right? And it shows him meticulous. He's getting like sticks out of the way. Right. And then here comes the female. She gets on this little branch. She's watching. Homie starts moving around, starts dancing, bro.
Yeah.
Spinning around. And there's this this thing that's like on the top of his head that she can only see from up above. Mm-hmm. He like flares out his neck and it's like a bunch of colors, bro.
Yeah.
And because of his cleanliness, his dancing abilities, and his fluorescent little chingadera on his neck, she hops off that branch and they get it cracking.
Nice.
They get it cracking. So
crazy.
it's a primal thing. We're animals, bruh. We're animals.
Hey, we got to bring that back.
Yeah.
We need it.
I agree. Bring back the love.
We need the love. We need the dancing. All of it.
Yeah, it's a little bleak, a little dark,
It's too
divided, angry.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I hate to see young people not know what it is to feel like close to one another.
I think
you know?
we could blame social media for a large chunk of that.
That's part of it.
It is.
That's part of it.
It is.
Yeah.
Because again, and this is coming from fucking Mr. Content Creator himself. I understand the interesting situation of you guys watching this on your phones and social media, me saying social media. But there's a balance, dog, right? There's a balance where you can, shut that shit down for a little bit. But social media gave people the ability to feel connected while being completely disconnected.
Yeah.
It gave people the ability to look in your neighbor's window without them knowing you're looking in their window.
Yeah. The voyeurism is out of control.
Out of control. Because I guarantee every single person in this room and every single person listening here has watched a comment section crash out, but didn't participate in the crash.
Yeah.
Didn't like one word, didn't like the post, but we were all there watching the train wreck. It gave people the ability to look without being noticed. Mm-hmm. And it's supposed to be social, but it kind of has had the opposite effect. It has disconnected younger generations, especially because we come from generations where like that was not there.
Yeah.
But I
You
think
had to talk.
You had to
You
talk.
had to
But I
talk.
think it has done damage to us as well, right?
For sure.
The social awkwardness and the social like abilities of people are just different. Like people won't even like look at you in the eyes sometimes.
Tell me
right?
about it, man. I can't stand it.
Like I'll see people like when someone like you introduce yourself to somebody, right? And I'll see like men maybe like in their 20s or whatever, they won't even look you in the eyes or they won't even stand up to shake your hand.
Yeah.
These are just tiny little social constructs that showed a level of like respect
Right.
to somebody else, right?
Yep. That's how I feel about these pajamas in public.
Pajamas in public. That might be the
I'm a hard line no on that shit. I don't
That
give a
is
fuck.
the title of this episode, dog. Pajamas in public. Remember it, write it down. Y'all seen it here first.
I don't like it.
What's your big so do you think pajamas in public is a lack of respect?
I think it's a lack of self-respect, and I think it's a sign of depression. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I really think that when you walk around like it's bad enough that I don't shave and like keep myself super clean like I did when I was younger, but you gotta groom yourself. Like I don't go out the house looking like a bum.
Busted and dusted,
Yeah,
feeling disgusted.
and it's not just because I'm from from Detroit, where fashion was a huge thing. Fashion isn't like a crazy thing now in general, but you can get into like certain places where people are just like, well, you know, we don't really, you know, wear nice clothes or anything like that. Cool, I get it. Culturally, if you're in a dusty place that has like dirt and sandstorms and shit like that, bro, you're not gonna be super clean all the time. But there's a time and a place, and I think that we should bring back the norms of giving a fuck about how you look and how you present yourself. Because as a man, I'm not gonna take another man seriously if you're walking around in your pajamas, dog, like in the grocery store. Like I'm going to like walk past you,
Yeah.
and if your girl looks at me, I know I got her.
and see the
That's
thing,
just what
Do
it
you
is.
think they should have a dress code?
I don't know about
At
it.
the grocery store? Nah, but
I don't know about
I
it.
mean, why the fuck not? They say you can't no shoes, no shirt.
I say dress code like how we say stay on code, where it's like we know not to take these people seriously because they don't take themselves seriously, and I
Yeah,
think
for
that
sure.
matters. I think that matters.
It does because we've said it a bunch of times, dog. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
Right. So if you cut them corners as far as like taking care of the way you look, then you're gonna cut corners in a whole lot of other places, bro. You feel what I'm saying? When you walk up and you're on code and you're fit and you're in shape and you're healthy, brother, that says so much instantaneously
Right, that you don't have to say.
that you ain't even gotta say,
And
bro.
I think that goes to his said what he said earlier about like mentally, like whether like if they are in pajamas, like you said, bro, it's there. It could be laziness too, but it's
Yeah.
like there's something up here where they're like, I don't need to get ready.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, even if you're just going around the corner or whatnot, like, okay, maybe you're not going to get the next new big job opportunity. It doesn't matter, though. Like, you're just going out of the house. You're not in the house. So dress like you outside, bro. Like, I
Dress
just
like you
don't
give a
get it.
fuck.
Yeah, just give a fuck.
Well, it's
please.
because it starts, the compound interest starts building into everything else.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's going the wrong way.
The wrong way.
Yeah.
Because if you dress like you care, eventually you care.
Yeah.
Right?
An
You go to
early,
the gym and take care of your body all the time, you care. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? You've done these reps, you've done the work, and it speaks for you before you even open your fucking mouth. It has a way of changing the way you see yourself, right? Because you see yourself as someone that just don't really care. Oh, fuck it, I'll do my hair. I got lagañas in my eyes. I'm not gonna shape up my beard.
Yeah.
Fuck it, 2 different kinds of shoes. I don't give a shit. I smell like shit. I don't work out. All that stuff, like, you're speaking to yourself first.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you're speaking to the rest of the world after that.
Yep.
It's just going to continue to keep going that way.
Yeah.
So, bro, you wake up, you make your bed, right?
Right.
That's how you just people that's how you discover people that they discover for themselves that they're in addiction. A lot of people take care of themselves. They get addicted to something like heroin, pills, whatever. You start not taking care of yourself. It's an indicator also that you have a problem.
Right.
Because you stop caring about grooming yourself. So.
Right.
Yeah. And that's true. I mean, 100%. But I don't think Leonard's even remotely touching on anything that has to do with that. What Leonard's saying is the amount of people that actually do go out here and don't have like a lot of self-love, self-care, and proper self-talk, right?
Yeah.
So they go out here, and again, it's something as simple as that, right? It's a pet peeve. And the pajamas don't really bother me as much, but I can see.
That means he wears them to Walmart.
Hard line, no.
I can see what you're saying though, because it's important. It's important, right? And I get what Ken's saying as far as like addiction, but then you start losing yourself. That's a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm seeing people that, again, it leads me to believe that they aren't feeling good about themselves.
Yeah. Right.
But that starts with one foot in front of the other, right?
Yeah.
It's simple tasks. Make your bed.
Yeah.
Drink some water.
bro.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Brush your teeth.
Brush your fucking
way-
teeth. Get your
Shave,
haircut.
Get your
Like,
haircut.
get the
Line up your beard.
Yeah.
Clean your clothes, dog. Look at yourself like you give a fuck about
I
yourself.
don't even care if you're growing your shit out. Just edge it up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just something. You
Look
know what
at
I'm saying?
yourself.
Like, look like you give a fuck.
Treat
That's the
yourself
thing.
like you care about yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you won't.
Yeah.
You won't.
see,
Yeah.
because the way I look at it too, bro, is like me. I'm a music producer, right? So I'm a brand. So if I'm out and about and like I run into an artist that either follows me or that I know, and they're like, hey, how much? What do you charge? How can I get in the studio? Yada yada. If I'm fucking bumming it in pajamas, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna walk right past me. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There goes Leonard. Hey, Leonard, what up, dog?
Yeah.
No, fuck that.
Yeah.
So you have to like dress. I'm not saying like I'm not in slacks all the fucking time, but I do look like a music producer. If you see me, I'd be, I have my hat, the Studio Vibes hat. Music makes the sex better. I'll have something where it's like, this dude's somewhat presentable. He's not just fucking bumming it in his sandals.
Well, and it's an indication that you care.
Exactly,
right?
bro.
Like,
I feel I offer something, whether it's like something to do with music or like positive vibes or just some, you know what I'm saying? Someone I even just talk to. Like I offer something that I don't want people to be like, oh shit, look at this guy. And I think back in the day, the way I did carry myself and the way I did dress automatically like disqualified me. So like, maybe,
But
you know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. It does. And people, it's like ego that they just don't want to accept that that's how other people view you. And I get it. You are yourself. You have a right to be you.
You do.
I get it.
If they don't like me and how I am, then fuck them.
Yeah, and right. But here's the thing. Like, you got to have other people. You got to, like, work with other people. They're not going to trust you. They're not going to find you responsible if you're walking around with SpongeBob house shoes on in public. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not looking at you and saying, that's the person I want to work with, or that's the person I want to build with, because look at how you carry yourself, dog. Like, I shouldn't have to, as an adult, have that conversation with another adult. Like, if you're a child, I'll throw you some slack, but then I'm looking at your parents sideways because they let you walk out like that. You know what I'm saying?
and see, I think
don't like that.
I mean, I do agree. Fuck what anybody thinks about you. I do stand on that, right? We shouldn't care about what other people think about you. And this isn't caring about what other people think about you. For me, this conversation is caring about what you think about yourself.
Right.
Right? And that's the most important. Fuck what other people think. Who gives a shit? You should give a shit about what you think about yourself. And I don't care what you try to tell me. Being in shape and taking care of your mind, body, and soul makes you feel better, dog. There's no fucking way you're gonna convince me you feel better at 400 fucking pounds when you're 5'5" than you would at a fucking lean 175 out here fucking ripping and running.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel better. You look better. You feel better. Have you guys ever taken a long time to clean your car? You don't wash it for a while, and for some reason you just got this weird little energy hanging above you, and you go wash your fucking car, and you're like, oh shit, we out here vibing now.
My car runs better.
Yeah, it runs better. I feel better.
It feels though.
I don't need that oil change anymore. I'm just kidding.
I'm
just kidding.
Like,
Fuck them brake
for
pads.
me, bro, for me, a proper indication of like how I'm doing mentally is how my bedside table looks.
Yeah.
If my
okay.
bedside table is cluttered and fucked up,
Yeah.
I'm probably a little cluttered and fucked up at the moment, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is you have to, and I know we're veering in and out, but I really don't give a fuck. We got the cameras on. You guys got to watch and listen. You got to make room mentally for what you're doing. So if your area's cluttered and fucked up, for me personally, it really is an indication that I need to do a mental inventory and get my garage cleaned.
That's how you.
Bro.
But that's That's
It's
why I
funny-
cleaned my garage yesterday.
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny
was
you
like,
said
man,
that, bro,
put
because
this Christmas shit up.
what was it, like last Wednesday? I couldn't sleep. I got up at like 2:30. I was like, I'm just gonna smoke a bowl real quick. So I sit there. I was like, damn, my house was thrashed, bro. I had like clothes everywhere, dishes everywhere, like it was fucked up. And so I think that's what it was. So I woke up and I was like, and I sat at my desk. Well, I had the podcast mixer still on. It was still on my desk like 3 days after I mixed it. So I was like, let me put that away. I ended up cleaning up my whole house, bro. And then I was like, well, fuck, it's about time for me to go to work. So,
Yeah.
but I did, bro, and it felt fucking great, bro. Felt great.
And that's
feel better,
and that to me is the same thing that you were talking about, where it's like you shouldn't care what other people think. Like there's a certain level of self-pride that you're affirming when you say that. It's like,
Yep.
you know what? I don't need anyone else's approval. I approve of myself.
Yep.
But you feel better. You literally feel better than that when you do those little small things about taking care of your space, because it's reflective of what's inside.
Yep.
So if your house is a mess, your mind is a mess.
Yep.
And it's so hard to get people to accept that. They don't want to hear it, but it's the truth. It's like all you have to do, and you don't actually have to fix your mind first. Sometimes you got to start with the external just to get it organized, because now
You could see,
can
you could
breathe.
see a difference.
I can
which is a
relax.
start.
You know, like there's not always a million things to do, because when there's always something to do, there's always laundry, always cleaning, always organizing. You never get to the inside stuff because you're allowing yourself to be surrounded by work that is unfinished.
Yep.
So finish the small tasks, then you'll have time.
And there are tasks that you can't finish in one thing.
You don't
know what
need
I'm
to.
saying? That's
Yeah.
that's exactly.
If you have a 5-bedroom, well, not 5 bedrooms, because most houses are what, 2,
4,
3?
2 to 3,
Yeah. Okay. So you could clean your house in a month. All you gotta do is clean one room every weekend on a Saturday or a Sunday. Just
Consistently.
sacrifice, and don't overdo it. Don't wild out. Don't go crazy. But your house will be freaking spotless in a month's time, when you normally will go 6 months to a year without doing a deep clean of your house,
Yep.
rather than just knocking it out. Just fucking knock it out. When I was a kid, like, we had to clean the house. Like, it was not an option.
Exactly.
Not
bro,
an
yeah.
option. But even now with my kids, I'm like, yo, clean your fucking room. Like, clean your room. And I make them clean their room every week because of that. Because at the very least, at the very minimum, you got to take care of your space. Otherwise,
It
you
spills into
mentally,
everything else.
you're mentally, you cannot focus on anything beyond just trying to hold water in your life, because you're not doing anything else. You're
And I
always
think-
leaving this shit undone.
I think you guys having your kiddos like do those tasks, because like that's what my parents did. We had to do yard work. You know, we cleaned
It's
our
important,
bedrooms
dog.
and stuff like every weekend, bro. Like we couldn't go play basketball if
Yeah, no video games, none
nothing,
of that
dog.
shit.
And like, you know, at the time it's like, fuck, I hate this, I hate you, da da da. But it's like now I'm like, damn, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, because
Yeah.
I have like 2 dishes in my fucking sink. You know what I'm saying? My room's spotless. Like, I make my bed as soon as I get up, pretty much. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, and all that stuff like helps out throughout the fucking day, bro.
Right.
You know
That
what I
shit
mean?
helps out in life,
It-
dog. It's
yeah.
foundational pieces. Like you were saying, yeah, you know, it might not fix you mentally, but right away. But listen, the only way to fix the mental is through the physical.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dog. There's no other way to do it. There's no cutting corners here, bro. The only way to make yourself mentally better is by making yourself physically better.
Yeah.
They're directly tied to each other.
I would
And it's
agree.
by doing it's the little shit, dog.
Yeah.
It's the one foot in
right.
front.
If you don't work,
of
if you ain't
the
worked
other.
out in years, just go walk.
Just go walk.
Just
Go
fucking
breathe.
walk.
Wake up early.
Yeah.
Get some sun in your eyes. Move around.
Yep.
And that's why
Drink water first thing in the morning.
that's exactly why I started really paying attention to marathon running.
Mm-hmm.
Like on some real shit, because it's
You run a marathon?
I run marathons. I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast or anywhere else, but I run marathons. I do cold plunges too. I don't know if you've seen it or not. For real, it's crazy, right?
Wow.
Crazy.
On the internet?
Bro, I'm like John Hoff down here, New Mexican John Hoff, right?
Bro, you should do 30 days.
That's a good idea, Jay. That's a
that would
great
be
idea.
awesome.
You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Let's do that. Rewind. Day 7 tomorrow, motherfuckers. Or whatever day you're on when this fucking shows. But that's what stuck out to me about training for a marathon and actually running a marathon is that shit ain't easy. And you got to go all the way fucking through it. It takes a long damn time, bro. And the training takes a long time. All of this is a marathon.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking point of the training. You're not going to get there right away. But once you get there, you realize, holy shit, look at all the work I had to do to get here. I'm different.
Yeah.
Karate Kid.
I can do it now.
Mr. Miyagi,
Yeah.
bruh. Daniel-san thought he was just fucking working on his house,
Waxing
bruh.
his car,
this
painting his
man was
fence.
painting
Yeah.
his house, his fence, sanding the floor,
Yep.
wax on, wax off. He was, by the time he got to the end of it, he was fucking livid, bro.
But Buddy kept
Livid.
saying, he was like, when are you going to teach me karate? And he was
Livid.
like, let me show you. And
He's
he was
like, I'm done.
He was like, show me paint the fence.
Bam!
Yeah, and he
block
was
that shit.
doing
Show me
this shit.
sanding
It's
the
like,
floor.
oh shit, yeah.
Sanding the floor,
Yeah,
bro.
that scene was great.
Epic.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. While you're in the shit, brother, it sucks. It sucks. It really does. When you're on mile 10 and you're like a month out and you're like, how the fuck am I supposed to do 16 more of these motherfuckers? It sucks. And you want to quit because you don't see the purpose
Right.
until you get through and master the fucking process.
Right.
That's the point. I can't think of a better mic drop moment than that, fellas.
Yeah.
Brought it back.
Y'all ready to get the fuck up out of here or what?
Do it, my bro.
Yeah.
Until next time, respect to connect. Peace.
Go dance with somebody.
It's picker than